Here we are. We are live.
Is that it?
Yeah, we're live.
Excellent.
First frame of any live video is the thumbnail on LinkedIn.
So Nat was like, look really excited. So I did.
Yep, just making sure the mic's on. You're behind the scenes on episode 4 of the LinkedIn versus Instagram podcast. 3. What do we say about the LinkedIn versus Instagram podcast?
It is the best podcast ever.
Best podcast ever. It's pretty good, bloody podcast.
What?
It's a pretty good podcast.
Best podcast ever in the world. And we are taking sponsorship proposals.
Yes, and we are obeying all rules to do with COVID-19. We are desanitized and we've
socially
only got
distanced.
We've got one guest. Moving on.
And we're working.
We are. This is serious business stuff.
Oh, yeah. That's what our tagline should be.
Yeah. Serious
business stuff podcast.
Okay, enough of all that stuff. Welcome everybody to the call. Good to see some people on the line.
Oh, there are people. Hi.
What's happening? Well, maybe wave that way.
Thanks for joining us.
Neil Gibb.
Love Neil.
Neil's question is, I would like to know how to create bulk content and how to store and schedule it. I remember you saying you create a few months of content in one afternoon.
Is this a LinkedIn question?
Where do I say that? Okay. So, do you do that? You don't do that so much, do you?
For the Social Club Community Instagram account, yes. For my personal account, no.
Yeah. So the way I do it is I film a long form piece of content, whether it's a talk, an interview, podcast. I don't really do much of this hey, welcome, here I am. I'm not like kind of, this is just not my thing. Like I think that's okay. So
was that your way of being like, but if you do it, it's okay? Yeah,
no, it is but I just think it looks stupid. And for me, I don't add value that way. Whereas if I'm talking to a person, it looks I'm okay with it. And then normally, especially if it's an interview, you can chop it up into like questions, answers. Like I know Neil has started the Perth Entrepreneurs podcast. Perfect format.
Oh, it's that Neil.
Yes.
I picked on him at Certified Ballers.
Nice.
He was the only person in the room.
On Instagram.
No, who'd not done a story. Ever. So obviously he got my full attention.
Do not ever tell Brooke you've never done a story.
Hang on. Was that it? It was Neil and Brad. One of them had never done a story.
It was Neil. I know it was Neil. Yeah.
No, they'd both never done a story. Anyway, MVP.
On Instagram, okay.
Yeah.
They've got it. Yeah, they've got stories. Anyway, so month's worth of content in one afternoon is quite possible. If you are doing it
you can do it in 3 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, because each video is 4 or 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And if you want to film consecutively, this is what I do sometimes. If I want to get into the next video, I go like this.
Oh, and that's your
So when the editor sees it, they see the spike in the audio.
Clever. I just keep going forever.
Yeah, I've noticed.
Yeah, that's Hollywood. That's showbiz.
Hey,
the world is my stage. So.
Yeah, well, I'm an international sex symbol, so moving on. What's so funny?
Me.
Okay, cool.
I was laughing at myself.
Well done. Continuing to show up during these really challenging time, guys. Kat Nielsen, registered nurse at St. John of God Healthcare. Thank you for your service. We honestly do appreciate you, Kat.
Thank you for everything you do, Kat. And also, I feel like at the moment, everyone's doing this big, let's thank our healthcare workers right now. No, let's thank them all the time. All the time. Obviously, right now, they are going above and beyond. But to be honest, they're always going above and beyond.
They are.
So thank you to them all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is an opportunity for us all to be leaders. So don't forget that what you do and how you behave it also has an impact on others. Joe Borsuck.
Hey, Joe.
You know when you say last surname and you've read it, how it's written, but you think you're pronouncing it wrong?
Like how everyone pronounces mine? Yes.
Do I not pronounce it right? Vilonovich?
No, it's Vilinovich.
Valinovich. Okay. You think about the amount of times I've introduced you or used
one of
you,
many.
or mention your name, Valinovich.
Valinovich.
Yeah, you should have.
Or Valinovich.
You should have one of those things that bounce across the word. Anyway, so what?
I do have a post on my Instagram feed spelling it out.
Okay. Cool.
Oh, not spelling it, like pronouncing it out.
Yeah, well. Yeah.
But you know what? Whatever. I'm really unfazed.
It's Valinovich.
Just put an E on Brooke because that really pisses me off when people don't do that.
Yeah.
Especially when they're messaging me on my Instagram account where the name is right there and then they still get it wrong. I'm like,
yeah, well,
it's right there in my account name.
I get like Hi Richard and Hi Henry and stuff like.
Who's Henry?
Yeah, automation. Anyway, Joe. What about ways to draw in interaction and participation to your post other than just asking, please comment below?
Oh, I did see this question.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Ultimately, your content has to be valuable to your ideal customer that it makes them remark. So you've got to have remarkable content to get them to make a remark on it. You don't actually always have to ask a question to get people to comment. But if your content is valuable, they will naturally want to comment. Is
Brooke right about this? Yes or no? Let us know in the comments.
Yes.
See what I did there?
No. Threw me under the bus?
No, I just gave you a way to get people to comment.
If anyone... Okay, I see what you did there. That was sneaky, though.
Okay. Well, look, if you think it was sneaky, let us know in the comments.
Let us know in the comments.
No, but when you get asked a question, right? This is one thing that I've picked up along my journey as a legend. So when people say, what's the biggest thing you've learned in 2019, for example, like last year? What's the biggest thing you've learned? Some people will write that post or be like, so the biggest thing I learned in 2019 was this, and that's it. But if you started it with a question, what's the biggest thing you've learned in 2019, and then you answer it, but it also gives the audience the chance to answer it as well.
Yeah.
Because it's relevant to everyone, right?
Yeah.
How was your day? What do you think? Agree, disagree?
Agree, disagree is a good, easy way.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Did you like this content? Do you want to see more of this content? Do you think my haircut looks like I'm a criminal?
I think we all know the answer to that one.
Look, more and more men are going to have to get the clippers out, I'm afraid. Anyway, we're not talking about these unpositive things.
That is not what this is about.
Sachi Kotecha, creative director at Lenspresso Photography.
Ooh, we love Lenspresso.
They sponsored LinkedIn Post Instagram Perth, so shout out to them.
Shout out, and did some amazing pics too.
They were cool, weren't they?
Yeah.
We should post more of those.
Yeah.
So excited for this. Going to be amazing. Thanks for the vibes. That's awesome. Nathanial Bibby wrote, will the real Brooke Valinovich please stand up? Because you didn't respond.
Did I stand up?
Well, you didn't respond to the...
I liked them.
Oh, that doesn't count.
Oh, okay. So is that a lesson that liking on LinkedIn doesn't count? Should I go comment now? Would that help?
It's not as big as a comment. So it goes to those... On LinkedIn, it's a comment. It's the most valuable.
Okay.
A long one.
So there's no. So I should comment.
Yeah.
Okay.
A like is the second, and a share is worth fuck all.
Oh, really?
I mean, it's a good indication that it's good content, but it doesn't do much for the algorithm.
Okay, hang on. How do I find this? Nat Bibby.
No, I didn't want you to comment on my post. I just want you to comment on other people's comments. Like Beck Mitchell. Beck Mitchell's a big fan.
Of me?
Yeah.
How come when I search Nat Bibby, you don't come up?
Nah, I'm incognito.
People.
You must have done something wrong.
Nathan Bibby?
It's Nathanial, the full I.
Yeah, but still.
You think I'd come up, would you?
Yeah.
Okay. Me too. Maybe I'm.
Nathanial Bibby. There you go.
Look at that, right at the top. First, out of all the Nathanial Bibbies.
Okay, now how do I find your post? That post though?
Yes, it's complicated, isn't it?
Yeah.
See, this is the thing, right? It's got to get better.
See all.
And you can see yourself live.
Us. I'm going to comment, yay!
This is us. We're here. Oh, we got...
What legends. Bibby, there you go. Okay.
It's too
Now,
late.
how do I get out of this?
I don't know. You need to get out of it.
It's stuck. Okay, I'm going to have to go back.
Beck just said this is brilliant. Whatever. So,
thanks, Beck.
Thank you. So Beck discovered you through me, and she thinks you're hilarious.
Thanks, Beck.
I don't know.
I am.
Yeah, I guess it's.
I already had a discussion with someone this morning about who was funnier out of you and I, and we both said me.
Yeah, no, I know I'm not very funny. I do try to say more jokes than Brooke, though. They
don't always get through, though.
No, it's a numbers game.
Life's a numbers game.
It is. So do you know what it is? It's because I say them in the same tone. This is what I've been told.
It's true. You do. You're very monotone, but that's good.
I like talking about LinkedIn at an event, and then I'll say something that's hilarious, but I keep the same tone, and everyone just looks at me, and I'm like, and that was meant to be.
And that was my joke. Maybe you just need to follow it up with that.
Yeah, well, I do. And I've noticed that Dr. John DiMartini does that as well. He's like, He always says, supposed to be a joke. And he keeps going.
Okay. So maybe we need a joke buzzer.
It's kind of funny when it's not funny too, anyway.
True.
I was going to do stand-up comedy. Now I'm not so sure. Anyway, engagement difference. You've got written down here. This is from your people. So what does engagement difference mean?
The difference between engagement on each platform, I believe. Yeah.
Look, so I don't get as much engagement on Instagram as I do on LinkedIn.
Same, but vice versa.
Yeah. So I guess it's just how close is the relationship. Or is it funny though? You put up a picture on Instagram, get no love, then put it up on LinkedIn, everyone wants to comment.
It's exactly what you just said though. It's the relationship that you have with your community on the platforms and the consistency and the trust that's built up over time.
And how comfortable they are commenting. I think on Instagram they're a bit nervous to comment because they're I don't know that guy that well, or other people aren't commenting. Whereas on LinkedIn they're just oh, it's that comment.
Same, but vice versa. On Instagram, people comment on all my stuff because they know I'm there and they know I'm responding, and I don't know, they've got that comfort of the platform. But on LinkedIn, I can't remember the last thing I posted.
You said something once about training your followers to comment on your stuff.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Well, building up the trust, and so they know that it's safe to comment.
Safe, yeah.
Which is just something that takes time, because I think people forget, if as a follower on Instagram, a new follower that's just found you is a stranger, right? So let's say you walked past a stranger on a street. They would not just suddenly start yelling comments at you. You're going to have to walk past them a few times. Maybe one morning after you've walked past them 10 times, you guys will be like, oh, hey. And you say, hey. And then the next morning you're like, how are you? And then after a month of walking past them, you might actually have something relevant to say. But it's not just going to happen the very first time you pass a stranger on the street. It takes time to build up that trust and build up that just relationship.
I think it's a good analogy. Yeah.
And Instagram's the same. It's still just a bunch of people trying to connect with other people.
And it's the same as the poster as well. If somebody comes up to you and be like, oh my God, I love you're that dude, blah, 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 and you don't really know them yet. It's a little bit well,
I don't really know what I can say to you because I don't know who you are.
Yeah, so it works both ways.
Yeah. Although right now I think is a really good time to foster more engagement, because for the first and probably only time in our entire lives, the entire world has something in common to talk about.
Oh, one more conversation about the thing we can't mention.
No, it's not a conversation. It's just going, how are you going through this?
Yeah.
That's all you need to say. And they're not going to be through what? People are going to be open and honest with you.
That's so true. It's so true. And it's more important these days as well to connect through things like social media. I've had a lot of Zoom meetings and I was whinging about it before, but now I'm making an effort to do more of them. They're actually not that bad. Zoom meetings are pretty good. Have you noticed this, right? People turn their cameras on now. They didn't used to turn the cameras on. No.
I always have my camera on because I'm always camera ready.
Because you don't like attention. No attention.
I know, because I'm very shy. But do you know what is just fantastic? That Zoom exists, and we do have that opportunity to still see one another for free. Okay, we can't see each other in person, but we have another opportunity.
Yeah.
You know?
Keep your distance.
Don't come closer to me.
How to make enough money on Instagram marketing? How much is enough?
Ooh, yeah, totally. How much is enough?
You need to earn at least $1 million a year to just spending money, don't you? When you're Brooke Volinovich.
What do you want to buy? What's your necessities list?
How much are Maseratis these days?
Don't know. Haven't bought one this year.
So I actually was about to buy a brand new car, way out of my budget, just before.
But you don't drive.
This whole I was about to start.
Okay.
It's a bad time to buy a car. Just
Yes.
4 weeks ago, I think it was.
Yes.
But it was pimped. It was pimped, and I'm just so glad I didn't buy it because, yeah, it's a what do you call it? Depreciating asset.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
depreciating asset.
It's like
is
boats.
a car.
Yeah.
And a boat.
Yeah. Uber's the cheapest chips.
So let's get back to making money on